Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently setting up our Minmus Science Outpost with the new parts in the Breaking Ground expansion. What just crashed? That's weird. There shouldn't be anything around, right? As far as I know. I guess something crashed. I don't know what crashed into the surface, but something did. Okay, photovoltaic panel setup. It's kind of weird that it toggles off the RCS every time you drop a piece. Okay. So we've certainly got a lot of infrastructure to set up on Minmus. But now that we're here, that should progress at a relatively rapid pace. Assuming I get better at landing in the same place again. That's always a challenge. At least in vanilla. We did get more science coming in from the moon. That's nice. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy this guy. Right there. Did we have one more? I mean, we do still need the Communitron. Oof. For whatever reason, I was trying to hit space to go up. I don't know why, when it's obviously shift. Okay. We, don't need that much vertical speed. There we go. Okay. One more photovoltaic panel, and then the Communitron. Let's go. How much more EVA propellant do we have? Plenty. This isn't like those moon runs where we had to burn a ton fighting gravity, and we were like 2 kilometers away from the station. Or rather, the outpost. Okay, let's go ahead and drop this guy. There we go. And we'll just leap right on back. Okay, that's not what I told you to do there, Bill. I told him to grab, but he just didn't. He, like, bounced off of the rocket. Well done, Bill. Oh, he did it again. There you go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and deploy the Communitron. And then we're going to have Bob hop out for a bit. I'm going to put the Communitron over here. Specifically, right there. Okay, engineering is done. So let's head on back and go get Bob. There we go. And now we hop in. And then Bob can hop on out. And I guess we can go ahead and... Actually, hop back in, Bob. Let's collect all of our materials here. And then he can hop out again. Restore the Science Junior. There we go. We'll go ahead and grab a second materials study and mystery goo observation, and then we'll close those doors, and then Bob can EVA again. And this time, he's going to go ahead and grab the weather analyzer. I suspect there's not going to be much weather out here. Okay. Now, I did want to test, because I got a comment saying that Kerbals do in fact have headlamps, and I thought that they did. Apparently... Oh, yeah, look at that. The hotkey is U. I never would have guessed that. I thought that they did have lights, though. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy our weather analyzer. I'm going to place that guy right about here. Excellent. Okay, we'll head back and grab a couple more parts. And then there's not too much else left to do here but leave. At least this particular visit. There will be more. So let's go ahead and grab the passive seismometer. And off we go. And I'm just going to place that guy right there. Excellent. Now we don't have any RTGs for this, so we're only going to be getting science when this is on the day side, but that's okay. And it's going to be going into the night side relatively soon. I don't even know if we have any communications right now, though. But we'll grab the ED monitor. There we go. We are going to probably want to put up a couple more communication satellites because we want to have constant coverage over this particular area. I wonder if it's... I doubt it's possible to put things in a stationary orbit over Minmus. I strongly doubt that. I don't think the gravity well is deep enough to get high enough up for that. I'd have to look it up, though. Okay, well there's all of our things deployed. We are apparently connected. So I guess we're just going to very, very slowly be doing our science here. We got our surface sample. So, with all that in mind, I do believe it's time to head on back. And there's our very early Minmus outpost operational. At least in the daytime. Okay, go ahead and grab that. Then we're going to board. I'm going to collect all data. Actually, I'm not. There we go. Hey, we generated and successfully transmitted science points back to Kerbal. It's weird that the Communitron actually has a connection when we don't. I guess we don't have a particularly good antenna, do we? Do we have... We don't have a dedicated antenna on this. That explains a lot. I mean, we don't need it, strictly speaking. Well, we've just received experimental data from the surface of Minmus. That's an easy contract, I guess. Okay, so we can safely, at this point, get out of here, I think. So let's go. I'm gonna aim for an apoapsis of around 15 kilometers. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this guy to be oriented about like this. And we can start our gravity turn basically any time. Okay. At this point we can be at the horizon. And we can retract our landing legs. There's no real reason to right now, I suppose, but there's also no real reason not to. It just doesn't really affect anything. Okay. So we're going to be getting constant ticks in of science for a while. Oh, we have plenty of apoapsis at this point. Yeah, that'll do. I'm going to go ahead and circularize this to about right here is pretty circular. Circular-ish. We'll go ahead and warp to that maneuver. It's only going to be an 8-second burn. Gravity is so low on Minmus, but that's why we're doing this where we are. Okay, let's go ahead and orient. This is going to be a 4-second burn, so at T-minus 4 seconds... Or rather, an 8-second burn, so we want to burn this at T-minus 4 seconds. So right now. There we go. Good enough. Don't need this to be particularly precise. And now the question is, we're at the low point in Minmus's orbit. What is this going to look like? Let's go ahead and set Kerbal as our target, if I can. If I can get there from here. It'll probably be easier from over here. Apparently not. Okay, well, this is fine. We want to see what our escape is going to look like. Come on, Minmus. Now, I want to focus Minmus. Whatever. I think if we burn basically at the periapsis-ish, that might be basically what we're looking for. Heavy on the ish. Very heavy on the ish, in fact. We want this to be like this. Ish. Continuing to be pretty heavy on the ish, but that'll do. Continue to burn that prograde until we get down to... That's too far. Retrograde a bit. That's actually basically perfect. I am going to go ahead and build in a little extra pad, I think. No, actually, we want it to be basically right at the atmosphere. Like, around 65 kilometers is basically ideal. Okay, so this is a pure prograde burn. I'm going to go ahead and warp to next maneuver, if I can. Warp to next maneuver. Fantastic. Okay. So this is a 36-second burn, so we want to burn this at, what, 28 seconds? What am I talking about? Why would it be 28 seconds? No, it would be 18 seconds. So we can go ahead and warp a little bit further here. Okay, so then we want to burn now. Node isn't drifting yet. That's a good sign. It'll start soon, though. Yeah, there it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to Stability Assist. And I would like to finish this burn here, rather than adjusting it in Kerbal Sphere of Influence. That would be nice. Yeah, what's it look like? Nice. That is perfection right there. I like it. So right at this periapsis, when we start aero braking, we are going to just bring this guy on down and burn off a bunch of fuel. Ideally, down to somewhere like there. That's pretty much ideal, right there. It's a 2-minute 42-second burn, so I mean, we're going to need to burn that right away-ish, but let's just go ahead and, for now, warp until we are out of Minmus's sphere of influence. So to like here-ish. That's in 2 days, that's in 16 days. So let's go ahead and warp to here. And we are getting just tons of these messages. They really need to suppress that, in my opinion. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and warp to here. And we're going to get a ridiculous number of messages as we go back towards Kerbal. It's insane. Look at this. We've got 300 of these things. That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Okay, so there's Moon. There's Kerbal. Yeah, we're coming in at a pretty wild angle here, but that's okay. We don't really care. I'm going to go ahead and warp forward a little bit further, and then we're going to need to orient before we enter the atmosphere, for sure. It's a 2-minute and 42-second burn, so we're going to want to burn this at, let's see, 1 minute and 21 seconds is when we want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and warp forward a little bit further here. Okay. Gonna just stay here. So 1 minute 21. And let's start our re-entry burn. We are bleeding off a lot of speed here, but I don't want to do multiple aero braking passes. So instead, we'll just burn off some of this excess fuel that we had. This thing was still a little bit overbuilt for landing on Minmus. But now that we've had our first landing on Minmus, we are definitely going to be needing a few amenities there. And that's something we're going to have to work towards. Just repositioning in the node there. We are now in the atmosphere. As we continue to bleed off speed. And of course, we are aero braking a little bit too. We'll be reaching the periapsis relatively shortly. In about 10-ish seconds. There we go. However, it is time to put a cut in here. In fact, it's a little bit past time, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode we will finish this landing. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.